Welcome to Kate B channel. Welcome to my live stream. Happy birthday, America. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July. Welcome all my viewers. Welcome all my followers. Welcome my friends. Welcome everybody. People from all over the world. Today we celebrate United States of America, the Independence Day. For me, it's easy to remember. Look, like first, I'm going to show you my outfit. Red, blue, and white. I have white here. The colors of the flag. Look at my shorts, babushka shorts, grandma shorts. But I wanted to show off my figure, you know, my weight loss journey, and I feel great. The shorts fit amazingly. This is Tommy Hilfiger. I like this brand because has lots of red, white, and blue colors of the flag, and I think it's very patriotic brand. So I have this red shirt, and I have this navy blue shorts. They fit me great. When I bought them in size 8, they were very tight, but now they fit amazing. Welcome my viewers. I have one viewer. Welcome. Today is Happy Birthday America. Look, I'm dressed up for the occasion. We're going to a pool party at 2 o'clock with our friends. It's going to be very American barbecue pool party because in July it's really hot in Florida. So people pretty much, you know, spent outside. Some people went to the parade, but I didn't go to the parade. I'm taking it easy today. So at 2 o'clock, me and my kids, we're going to a pool party and a barbecue. So I'm excited to see some people to celebrate, and I'm sure our friends gonna have fireworks. So I'm excited to go and celebrate United States of America. Himashu Kumar, hi, welcome Kumar, welcome to my live stream. This is Kate B. If you're first time on my channel, I'm gonna explain a little bit about myself. I live in the United States of America, Central Florida, not far from Disney World. It's Orlando area, northeast of Orlando. I'm an immigrant. I've been living in the United States for the past 18 years. So I'm true American now. I can tell that the most of my adult life I've been living in the States, and I'm more American now than any other, you know, citizen. Yes. Okay. So welcome. Today we're gonna celebrate. Today we're gonna discuss bad and good about the United States and why I love this country so much. Why I found home here. Definitely not Phoebe. Yes. Happy Independence Day, United States of America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And remember that this live stream is going to be about the land of the free and the home of the brave. And this phrase means a lot to me. And this phrase really makes me feel a fulfilled citizen of the United States of America. I found my American dream here, so I'm going to talk about good, mostly good, why I love this country. And if you wish, you can talk about bad too. We exercise our freedom. We try to stay respectful. We try to avoid controversial topics. We agree to disagree on my channel, and you're welcome to chime in, to tell from other countries where you're from. If you're from different countries around the world, you're welcome to share your views about the United States. And if you ever had a dream to come here, as an immigrant, I can tell that everything I hoped for realized for me. And yes, I'm showing off. Yes, I'm boasting. Yes, I'm very patriotic. That's why I'm wearing the colors of the flag today. Yes, I'm very excited to be in this country. And those are true feelings. I'm going to speak from the bottom of my heart. My kids are first generation of born citizens in my family. So we came from Eastern Europe. My husband came here in 1997 to be a student and get, you know, education, higher education. And you like India? Yes, I love India. I've never been to India, but I love India. When I was a kid, I was watching a lot of Indian, movies. And we love like Jimmy, Acha, Acha. We love Zita and Gita movie. We love a lot of drama movie and family drama movie. That we loved Indian movies. We were like, we loved India for its culture and, family culture and stuff like that. So thank you, Kumar. Welcome to my channel. But today we're talking about United States because, today is Independence Day, 4th of July. It's easy for me to remember. 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, and 200 years later, Kate B was born. I was Kate M when I was born because my last name started with M, but now I'm Kate B because I'm married to a guy whose last name started with B. So I got my new last name in the United States, so I go by Kate B. And I'm a naturalized citizen, so it means that when I came to the United States, I had a long immigration journey, and it took us a couple of years to receive our green cards, permanent residency, and we pretty much worked hard for that, but we jumped through the hoops, like people like to say here. So our American dream, had its sacrifices and had its difficult moments to overcome to become American citizen. So in 2018, I received my American citizen by naturalization, by taking an exam, by passing the test about American history, and I'm truly an American now. I'm very proud to be a part of this unique and great country. And it can sound really snobbish, but compared, if people watching me from all different countries in the world, can sound really snobbish, but I do believe the United States of America is the best country in the world. You're cute and very beautiful. Himanshu Kumar, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate your compliment. What's your name? I'm Kate. What's your name? I'm Kate. My channel is Kate B at Kate B 5170. But I'm Kate. Kate is my American name. I took it after I came here. People couldn't pronounce my Russian name. My Russian name is Katya, whatever you can. So it's hard to say with the soft T. By birth, I'm Yekaterina. Yekaterina is Russian for Catherine. It was difficult for some people to say Katerina or Katya in my passport because I immigrated from the Republic of Moldova, from Eastern Europe. The Republic of Moldova is an independent country between Ukraine and Romania. It's southeast of Europe. It got independence in 1992 from being a part of the Soviet country for so long. Moldova is independent, and when they wrote my name in my passport, in Latin alphabet, it started with E. So when it came to the United States, everybody would read my name as Ekaterina instead of the Russian pronunciation Yekaterina. So I didn't like that people would stumble upon, pronouncing my name correctly. So I decided, since I'm Ekaterina, there is a little short name inside the long name, which is Kate. So I go by Kate with K. And that's how my channel is called, Kate B. B is the first letter of my last name. Kumar, your age. Okay, I'm 47, so I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm 47. I try to accept my age. I'm 47, but mentally I'm probably still 25. So give me a slack of being... or feeling like young and furious and, being a little young woman inside instead of being a middle-aged woman in crisis. Thank you. I think 25 your age. No, thank you so much. The phones nowadays and the good lighting in my room makes it a huge difference. So, and a little makeup covers my imperfections of my face, and but thank you. I really appreciate you think I'm 25. I'm 47. I have two daughters. My girls are 15 and 10, almost 11. So I have two beautiful kids. they're in that age that they don't want to take part in my channel. Well, my young daughter, she's doing gymnastics, so when she has her new routines and competitions, she agrees to be filmed, and she agrees for me to post gymnastics video. That's how my channel started, with the gymnastics videos. And then I decided that YouTube and my subscribers gave me a great opportunity to create, to express myself. So I took that opportunity to become a vlogger, to become a live vlogger from the United States. 65 viewers. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate each one of you. And if you want to shout out, Himanshi Kumar, you're American. Yes, I'm American, but I'm Russian by birth. I'm Eastern European by birth. I have a lot of mixtures of blood in my, in my culture, because my mom was from Moldova, my dad was from Russia, and they met in Moldova. And I have a lot of Eastern European bloods. I have Russian blood, I have Ukrainian blood, I have Moldovan blood, I have Greek blood, I have some Finnish blood. So you never know, people traveled back in the day, and we spoke Russian language when I grew up in my household. So I consider myself half Russian by birth. But now, because I've been living in the United States for 18 years, I'm an American citizen. And, United States of America is a melting pot of different cultures, people of different origin. But what unites us when we get, our naturalization, whether we immigrate, whether we were born here, we still remember our roots. We still respect our roots and cultures, but, we become Americans, and we give the promise to protect the interests of this country and to serve this country's interests. So I truly believe that, my heart my heart is here. My heart belongs to the United States of America. Nice, your country, Moldova. My country is the United States, but originally where I was born is called Moldova. But when I was born, it's very complicated. So 1976, when I was born, Moldova was the part of Soviet Union. Soviet Union was a big, powerful country, consisted of 15 republics, and it was under big influence of Russia, big country. But after 1992, when the Soviet Union was broke, each country got independency. So Moldova is very small. When I left in 2006, it only had 4 million people. So it's a very small country, southeast of Europe, next to Romania. It'd be on the east of Romania, and it would be west from Ukraine. Yes, we're right there. I love your headband. Yeah, thank you. My daughter was wearing it to her camp when they had the Patriotic Day. They had to wear something, so she found it to wear it on the day. And because people love to dress up on 4th of July. It's a big tradition to dress up in the colors of the American flags. I decided to wear a red shirt and this navy shorts, so I feel great about myself. So what we're going to talk about, it's 66 viewers, and again, I respect everybody's opinion, and I'm very happy when you comment. I'm very happy when you can express your opinion freely. Just try to, just try not to say bad words or curse, because I'm in a good mood, and sometimes I take things too personally. I can get upset with a nasty comment, but that's okay. So beautiful dress, thank you. It's a shirt and shorts. So why do I like the United States so much? And I'm gonna say this phrase a lot today: the land of the free, the home of the brave. Like, first of all, I consider myself brave that I could come from Eastern Europe. I could fly over the ocean to a totally different place, to a totally different culture. And I came here I came here first as a nanny to live in the family in 2003. I wanted to. You married? Yes, I am happily married. I've been married for 16 years. So in 2003, a lot of people were leaving to the United States. Some people want green card. Some people, like, things were not good in Eastern Europe. There were not good jobs. The country was kind of poor, you know, government was corrupted. There were no good resources, like we don't own oil, we don't oil gas, so we depend on the other countries around Moldova. So things were really tough economically. And after graduating from Academy of Economic Studies, I graduated with a degree in Human Resources and Sociology. I couldn't find a good job, you know. Human Resources, it was pretty much a department in big corporation which would help navigate, you know, issues of human resources working for the corporations. But Moldova didn't have huge big companies, and they didn't have necessarily human resource departments. So for me, it was really hard to find a job in Moldova. And how many babies I have? I have 2 girls. I have 15-year-old and 10-year-old. 2 girls, 2 babies. So in like, things were rough when it was 2000, 2001, 2002. I come from a very modest family. My dad was an engineer. By the time I graduated from college, he was retired. My mom was retired at 55 because she had 3 kids and she had a long career, so she could benefit from early retirement. So my mom retired early at 55, and my dad retired before 60. I also believe my dad retired before 60 because my dad worked, he was building the atomic power plants around the Soviet Union. So his job was considered harmful for his health, and he wasn't unhealthy, but he was allowed to retire early. So by the time I graduated from college, my parents were very poor because their retirement money wasn't enough to provide for the bills. Their retirement money wouldn't allow them to maneuver, wouldn't allow them to live comfortable life. So they lived very modestly. We didn't have good medical care. So my mom passed away when she was 59 from like chronic heart condition that, you know, couldn't be taken care of. So I've been living with my dad for a long time, from 2000 to 2003. For 3 years we've been living together, and I always wanted to go visit the United States because a lot of people immigrated at that point. My sister immigrated in 2002, so I wanted to come visit her, and I wanted just to see what is the United States all about, why people want to go there, why they're pursuing the American dream to come to the country, to immigrate, to build life here in the States. So I found this program. Hi, I subscribe. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you, welcome. Happy Independence Day to all my fellow citizens, Americans. We're so proud of our country. We hope everything gonna be okay. Roblox, hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my live stream, 80. Today we're talking about Independence Day. I'm an immigrant. I'm Kate B. I've been living in the States for 18 years. If you're first time on my channel, I'm talking about my American dream and the United States, how I grow my kids here, and just how I find this country to be perfect to fulfill all your dreams and hopes if you are willing to work hard, if you're willing to put the goals and meet them, if you're willing to put yourself out there, be energetic and be brave. So again, let's go back. The country is the home of the land of the free, the home of the brave. So initially, like when I lived in the United States, we were not allowed to practice religion. Soviet Union government and communist regime and the system, they prohibited people from faith. They didn't like people to go to churches. Churches were actually, some of the churches were turned into museums of atheism. When I grew up in the capital of Moldova, we as a teenagers, we were brought to this museum of atheism where they would tell us that there is no God, people were zombied by faith, and most people were not allowed to practice any religion. So you can imagine a lot of countries that freedom of religion is not existent. People would seek to go and live somewhere else. But in the Soviet Union, they didn't like people to travel away and, you know, immigrate. They would consider people traitors if people leave the country. So back in the day, we didn't have opportunities to travel outside of the Soviet Union. So when I grew up, we only traveled in the Soviet Union. So I went to Ukraine as a kid. I went to Moscow as a kid. I went to visit my relatives in Russia. And this channel is in English because I live in the United States of America, and I feel more American now as an adult because most of my adult life, like at least third of my adult life, my conscious adult life, when I started to understand things, I lived in the United States. So I consider myself true American, you know, more American than Russian, more American than, you know, Moldovan. And I truly believe that you know, I found home here, my kids were born here, and I put my roots here. And since now my family, the generations after me, were going to be proud Americans too. So the again, the land of the free, the home of the brave. So it takes a lot of courage to move somewhere, because after Soviet Union was broke, and I told you Moldova was a very small country, people were looking for opportunities. And for example, my sister, she won green card, you know, green card lottery. If you apply to become a permanent resident in the United States, you play this lottery, you go to a government site, you don't have to pay anybody to do that for you. It's simply a lottery. A lot of countries, a lot of citizens of a lot of countries in the world are eligible for this green card lottery. So that's how my sister, she applied to be a permanent resident in the United States. So she won the green card lottery, and she left in 2002. So I was trying to go and check the United States as a country, to check it out first. I didn't have immigration opportunities, so I decided just to join the program, to come here as a student, or to be here a nanny in the American family. There was an au pair program, au pair, it's called au pair. It's a program when young people from different countries travel around the world and staying in the families in different countries to help with the household duties with the kids, and just to experience culture of the country they're traveling to. So I wanted to be an au pair in the United States, and I applied for the special program, and I borrowed some money because this program was really expensive to apply. I spent about $700, and to just explain you how things were back in Moldova, like I made $100 a month being a nanny. I also worked in small companies, like I worked in this big store that sold construction supplies. And I worked there as a secretary, as a receptionist. So I had different jobs through my, you know, like short career in Moldova. They were like different kinds of jobs. But like to tell you the truth, the salary back in the day, that whatever I make in a month was about $100 a month. So back in the day, $100 a month could barely cover, you know, my bills. But I still was able to pitch in because I lived with my parents. I helped them with the utility bills. At that point, they didn't have any mortgage. They only had utility bills for the apartment we lived. But as a young adult at 24, 25, I couldn't afford my own place. I couldn't live and rent. Like in the States, people rent from early age. Like people can live with roommates, they can work, they can make money, and they kind of grow, go into school, like being a student, like pursuing education and then having their careers. Back in the day, if you graduate from college, you can find a job that will pay for your separate, not necessarily pay for your separate, you know, apartment or separate house. So I lived with my parents for a long time, and up until 25, 26, I lived with my dad. I helped him with the bills, utility bills, and I buy food and I buy my own clothes. So I was pretty independent, but for $100 a month, you can make a decent living. So I was a little bit, you know, I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satisfied how things are going, and because I was so young, I had a relationship that didn't work out, and I was heartbroken, and I looked for opportunities to go visit the United States. So when au pair program came over, the age limit to get into that program was 27 years old, and I was 26. So it was my last chance to go to the United States on this cultural program to be a nanny in the family. So in 2000, at the end of the 2002, I applied. I paid $700 to the company who had this process of finding you a host family. And I came to the United States in 2003. I came in March, and I was placed in the family in Kansas City, state of Missouri. And that's how my love for the United States started, pretty much. That's the first time when I visited the States, and that's the first time I could see it from being a part of the American family, how things work here. And when you live in the family, you work with them, like you help them to raise their children. You live in the family, you have American food, you're exposed to American holidays, to American traditions. As a family, I lived in a very respectable family of a doctor and insurance agent. They had 2 young kids, and they were very respectful to me. They would also, give me my space. And for me, it was shocking at first that people were so nice. The country I came from, a lot of people were exhausted and angry and had all range of emotions, and people were not really nice to each other. Things were rough. There were no customer service. There were no, decent communication between people. A lot of people were just, like abusive, angry, upset, unhappy. And I came from the environment, like very hostile environment. I came to a pleasant environment to be an American family, to be very appreciated, to be helping them with the kids. They paid me a little money every month, every week. They paid me $130 every week. So imagine, I used to make $100 a month, but here I came to live in the family. I didn't have like living expenses because I lived in their house. I had my own big room and my own basement, and they paid me a little salary, which was $130 a week. It was huge money for me. And I was putting money aside, but I also spent money on clothes. I spent money going out with friends. I spent money on traveling, visiting my sister in the other state. I traveled a little bit to visit Florida. I traveled to visit Chicago. So that was a wonderful year to experience life in the United States. But my host family, they always told me, hey, Kate, listen, you're here pretty much as a tourist. You don't have commitments. You just have a commitment to be a part of our family, to help us with the kids. But immigration is so much different from being a tourist. So they always were very realistic. They were always telling me that sometimes life is tough, like things can be rough. And in families, it's all about how much money you make. It's all about what you can afford in terms of housing, in terms of living in a good area versus bad area. And they would tell me America is not all this happy-go-lucky and bells and whistles. America is a really country that gives people opportunity, but you have to work really, really hard and sacrifice. Like, for example, this lady, she was a doctor. So she only had 3 months of maternity leave as a doctor because she didn't want to stop her career, and she needed that income to, to pay bills and provide for her family. So she had to go back to work when her baby was 3 months old, and her other baby was 15 months old. So a year and like 3 months. And they needed, hello, Carmen. Puyana, hello, welcome, Carmen. We're celebrating Independence Day, and I'm telling about a little history how I got to the United States. I'm an immigrant, and I'm very proud of the country I live in. I'm very proud American citizen, and I'm talking about how did they get to this country and why I love it so much. Thank you for coming, and thank you for saying hello to other viewers. Yay, we have 80 viewers. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. And helping me with promoting my channel, helping me with expressing myself on my channel, helping me with this live stream. If you have questions, if you have your opinions, Please chime in. Please tell where you're from. Don't be shy. I will read your comments. If you want to say happy birthday to someone, I will be very happy to say happy birthday to your loved ones. So welcome to my live stream. So the family I lived in, you know, they have their own sacrifices. Like this lady, she couldn't take maternity leave because she was a career woman, she was a doctor, and she didn't have maternity leave. She hired the nanny from a different country. She hired me to be her nanny, to raise her kids for her during the day when she's at work. So they would be very realistic, and they were very very frank with me, telling that the living depends on how hard you work, what education you have, what career you build. So this lady would tell me, like, you can't just come here and become a millionaire overnight. Maybe, you know, kids think like that you can become a vlogger and you can make $1 million. But everywhere you go, you bring yourself, and everything your standards of life, you know, your standards of living depend on how much effort you put, how hard you work day to day, day in and day out. Happy Independence Day, all the way from South Africa. Thank you so much, Sahil Sibusiso. Thank you so much, United States of America. Thank you for wishing Happy Independence Day to my fellow Americans. Thank you. Welcome to my channel. So, you know, and living in the family, I kind of didn't have my own bills, you know, like I didn't pay for housing. I didn't pay for food. I only could save my own money, and I was young. I was 26, turning 27. So I could explore a little bit. I could visit other families, other immigrants. I could explore a little bit, traveling, seeing how immigrants made it here and how they feel about. For some, the journey was easy because it was pretty straightforward. You go to the university, you get very good degree, you become a good specialist, and you grow your career from the very beginning, working in the low-paid jobs, and then growing in your career, working in the higher-paid jobs. And some people were miserable. Some people were saying that they work hard for small pay. Some people never learned the language, and they had struggles to find better jobs because their English wasn't good. So I've seen good and bad, but it didn't scare me. You know, it didn't scare me. I was young. I was 26. I didn't have any ties to Moldova because I was single. You know, even I was heartbroken. From my previous relationship, I was single, and I had nothing to lose, you know, and I had this mentality that when you move, you build your life from the very beginning. You start from a pretty blank paper, but you have skills and you have courage initially. You know, I had good education in Moldova because, you know, human resources, it wasn't my passion, but I knew it was something like the formal university degree. I strongly believe in formal university degrees. I strongly believe in formal college degrees. I believe them. It depends on your profession. But human resource and sociology, at least people knew what it was here. So when I came here, I was able to certify, to evaluate my degree from my own country, and my university was accredited. And I actually received the equivalent of my bachelor's degree from Moldova. And I got a bachelor's degree in human resource and sociology, which I could put on my resume here. So I had a pretty good start. I had something behind my back, and I also had a lot of nannying experiences. So when I was a student here, I came here, first I came as an au pair. Then I go back home after a year of being an au pair. I had to go back home at 27, and then I came back 3 years later to be a student in the local community college in Florida. That's how my immigration journey has started. Back in Moldova, I worked at the American Embassy, so I was exposed to that culture, kept my English improving. And after coming back from being an au pair, living in the family, knowing the culture, I helped organize 4th of July parties for American Embassy. I helped organize a lot of different you know, wine tastings, what else? Like art exhibitions, lots of services for American diplomats who worked in the Republic of Moldova. So I was exposed to this American culture, and I was in that American community all the time. Considering myself working at the American embassy, you were considering yourself a part of this American community, even if they lived abroad. So I really loved it, the vibe. I really loved how people communicate. I really loved the respectful atmosphere. I really loved it. Was so different when you leave American embassy and you go in the little minivan going home in the public transportation to go from one world to another within a day, and experiences all the rough, like cultural things in Moldova. People being rude, they're pushing you in the minivan, they're snapping at you for no reason. People were generally like sad faces and, like miserable life. I couldn't afford a taxi. I didn't have my own car, but I was young and I was very flexible. So I took that opportunity to enjoy American culture working for American embassy. And by the end of the day, I went back to my little apartment, living with my dad, going back to this miserable, life over 27, 28-year-old, being single, not knowing where I'm going, not working necessarily, not using my education to the fullest. I started to travel a little bit. Like, they sent me on a training to visit Washington, D.C., the Department of State, for special training from the embassy. I went to Washington, D.C., and again, visiting Washington, D.C. in 2005. I loved Washington, D.C. We went on a tour to see all the sightseeing places, to see Washington Memorial, and these things just inspired me to make a move, to find opportunities to come to this country and to pursue education. Or I wasn't sure I have legal ways to stay here, to be an immigrant at first. So I wanted to find opportunities to get education. And first of all, when I came here on training in 2005, then I came here for vacation in 2006. I was looking for opportunities to become a student in the local college. People who are in a different country. Madison, welcome. DB Cooper, God bless you. Yes, God bless America. Thank you. The man. Ooh, okay, I don't know what it means, but welcome. Maybe it means hi in your language. Welcome to my live stream. I have 70 people. Happy Independence Day. Kate B. from sunny Florida, United States of America, Central Florida, east of Orlando, northeast of Orlando. Yeah, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is pretty much my neighbor, 40 minutes away from here. We can go and visit Disney World, beautiful Disney World. Okay, anyways, my immigration journey started I would say in 2006. I came here to be a student in the local community college. I picked accounting degree because I thought that accounting is a great skill in any economy. They need, I had similar economic education. I had basis of economic education before. Like, I had a little bit of background in human resources and sociology, and I kind of liked math a lot. So I thought accounting would be a great degree. It's a bulletproof degree when you can start on the small positions in the workforce, and you can grow further if you want to. Like, with accounting degree, you can start with a very minimum skills of accounting. But college degree, AS degree, community college is a 2-year degree. It gives you opportunity to make a little more after you graduate and go to the workforce. But if you're really smart and you want to progress in your career, you can take a further education to get bachelor's degree in accounting, and then you can take master's degree in accounting, and you can sit for this special exam, which is called certified public accountant, and you can grow in your career and you can become like very well established accountant if you have your career growth. I was very ambitious. I didn't know how life will turn out, But I kind of thought that accounting is a very bulletproof profession. And because I'm very organized and very detail oriented, yes, I'm going to talk about myself, because Americans, they love to show off, they love to boast, they think they live in the best country in the world, or maybe not. Some of them know. Some of them are Debbie Downers. Emily, Princess 17, welcome. I don't know what's your name. If your name is Emily, welcome, Emily. I have 63 viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by and spending this time with me on 4th of July, Independence Day. I'm Kate B. I'm going to be here for about an hour telling you my immigration story, about my naturalization, about me becoming a very proud American, woohoo, and thinking that America is the best country in the world. Welcome. It's okay to share any of your views. I'm going to try to be very respectful and tolerant to any opinions. If you live far away and you never want to come to the United States and you're happy where you are, it's also very, very good, and I appreciate that. So you can write me any comments. I wanted to pick a profession, Emily, thank you. So I wanted to pick a profession that's gonna help me to find a job easily. And I knew even if I have American education and I go back to Moldova, I can make better living, making better money, go in and work for the bank or working for international organizations, because I improved my English. I improved my, and the education from the United States would be would look very good on resume. Even if I go home to Moldova, if I have to return, I would just improve my quality of living back in Moldova, making more money, building my career there with maybe international organization or with the bank. And I knew accounting profession was really in demand, and especially Western education was in demand. So it wasn't easy. It was very expensive. That's why I had the goal to put money aside. I've been very frugal with my money. I borrowed money from people, my friends I knew, and my family. I borrowed about $5,000 or $6,000. I had a friend who provided me the lodging where I can live here in the United States, so at least that part was covered for me. I only needed to pay for my school, and I knew I was allowed to work. Emily, Princess 17, Emily are you from? I don't recognize the flag. Is it Switzerland? Welcome. I don't know what is the flag. Welcome. Where are you from? Austria or maybe Switzerland? Sorry, I don't recognize your flag. You can tell me, Princess 17, where are you from? So and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Brave. You have to have this courage to move. You have this courage to achieve your goals. You have this courage to improve the quality of life, even if you are in your own country. If you are in you're traveling or you're going somewhere. But back in the Soviet Union, people were not free. Back in the Soviet Union, people were not free. They were not allowed to immigrate and travel around the world easily. After the Soviet Union was broken, and the small countries, they had better relations with United States, and we were allowed to travel with Moldovan passport. We were a little more welcome. Some people were not given visas for reasons that they could stay legally, but some people were trusted a little more to travel. Like for me, because I was an au pair, I already had a history of traveling and coming back to Moldova. So when I decided to be a student here, I actually was trusted, to come back after my education. But America has very flexible law. If you get education here, I could stay here to get my internship for another year. It's a special allowance when you have a work authorization. So after graduating college, I could stay for another year to get, internship in my profession. So I did everything by the book, and I loved that mentality that if you don't break any laws, if you don't break any immigration laws, if you reach your goals with truthful intentions and like open heart, and you don't lie about things, and you stay in the country legally, I knew at some point it's going to benefit me down the road. I'm not going to have any troubles if I want to immigrate, if my intentions changes to become, you know, a permanent resident of the United States. So when I graduated with my accounting degree, I already had American education, American college education. It was 2-year college. But you know, for me, this 2-year college, first of all, I paid out of pocket. I wasn't, because I came here and I got my student visa saying that I possess, you know, finances to support myself and to pay for my degree. They charged me an arm and leg for being an international student. For example, back in the day, they charged $200 for accounting class for this accounting degree. But in my situation, because I was international student, I was charged $850 for one class, 3-credit-hour class. So yes, it was expensive. My two-year degree probably took about $24,000 just for tuition money, and whatever I had to pay, like I had to pay for my own medical insurance. Students had to be insured because, you know, medical care is very expensive in the States. So every year I paid like $800 for my medical insurance. I also paid my gas going to school. I also paid my, you know, what else? I bought my own clothes, I bought my own books. Books were very expensive. So totally, like within 2 years, because I graduated in 2008, for 2 years I paid about $24,000 for the community college education. It's very expensive, yes. It's about $12,000 a year just for community college. But it was a very unique experience, and I agreed to be an international student, and I agreed to pay this money and be responsible for my own tuition. And I never had I never had a debt after community college. I never had a debt because I didn't pay living expenses. Again, I lived in my friend's house, and you know, I had a car. I didn't have a car payment. So some things were provided for me. And if you come here, let's say, just, you know, using your own savings or your parents helping you out, make sure on top of this tuition fees, like that can be 10 or 15,000 a year, make sure you have enough money, at least $20,000 or $30,000 for your living expenses, because living expenses are really high here in the United States. So if you're thinking to be a student in the United States, things are different now. It's been 18 years since I come here, and I did have a lot of help in terms of I didn't spend money on, you know, on renting an apartment. But apartment can be $1,000 a month. So at least $15,000 a year you have to have for living expenses. Tuition will be separately, like each school will charge a different type of tuition, and universities like will charge you $2,000 just for one class, probably being international students. So education is very expensive for international students. American students can get all kinds of scholarship. American students can get all kinds of merit scholarships, and maybe their parents have savings for their college and stuff like that. So for American students, it can be easier. For international students, it's a lot of money. But I was brave. Again, going back and telling you, Emily is Liz, 66 people. And, you know, finally I can talk about it. I can be proud of myself. Back in the day, I wasn't a person, you know, I wasn't a person who was realizing how big of an effort I did. I just thought it was like, it was a must to do that for myself, for my own sake, for the quality of life, for improving my life, for meeting my goals, for getting an education. But back in the day, I didn't appreciate myself as much as I appreciate myself now, because now I have kids and I want to be a good role for them. And I want to teach them that life is full of struggles. And I came from a very poor country, but I became somewhere here. And it's not only because I was brave, it's also because this country, it does give you support and opportunities if you willing to learn the language, if you're willing to put an effort, if you're willing to get an education, the meaningful education, if you're willing to do good in school, you know, not just go in there and like say, okay, I'll do this, you know, degree, and then I do that degree and never work in the workforce, you know. So you have to be exposed to the workforce. You have to start your career, even if you're in college, you have to start your career somewhere. I worked as a barista. I worked in the coffee shop. And before that, I worked in the local cafeteria. I was on the cash register. I made sandwiches. I cleaned the toilet, you know, I cleaned the floors in the cafeteria. You know, I helped with everything they could give me because I needed to cover my tuition, and every hour I worked there was important to me because this money covered my tuition, and I was like very frugal with my money. I didn't go anywhere, I didn't buy any fancy stuff. So I believe I had my own sacrifices to get where I am now. So, and then I met my husband, and then after we got married, Karar, welcome to my live stream. We are streaming from the United States of America. Today is an Independence Day. I'm an immigrant. I'm telling my immigrant story. So I'm sorry, we cannot read your language, so please write in English if you can. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have 68 viewers. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, but you know, that's why I'm saying the world, the home of the brave. Yes, you have to be brave to come here. You have to be brave. And I think courage and bravery, it's not only about the soldiers who fought for independence, who fought for democracy, who fought for our freedoms. It's also like every person has to have courage to overcome their own personal hurdles, their own personal difficulties to achieve something. You know, it's not the courage only, you know, when people give their lives to protect the freedoms in this country. It's also every person should have their own courage to get up every day, to go to the world and show themselves and work hard, to put the effort, you know, make money, teach our kids to be respectful and respected, you know, teach our kids to work hard, not to fool around, teach our kids to get the knowledge and apply the knowledge, you know. Education is just a part of the journey. You're so beautiful. Alice Stadzar, thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. I really appreciate your compliment. I've been living in a totally different world when I grew up, and they called me names. They called me ugly and fat, but so now finally I accept myself. I love my looks. I work hard to be healthy, and your compliments really mean a lot to me when you call me beautiful. Thank you so much. I like your hair so much. Thank you. Thank you. I dye my hair blonde. My hair is like really dark blonde, as you may see at the roots, but I dye my hair every 3 or 4 months. I do highlights. So it's a little bit damaged, but I use some products to give it a little more, you know, to give it a little more energy boost and not to be so dry. And I also try to eat healthy to keep, you know, my hair, nails, and my skin in good condition. Like your hair so much. Alexis Carter, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, and I style my hair every day. My hair is super duper curly, but you know, we always want something we lack. So, you know, like curly girls want straight hair, and the girls who have straight hair always want to curl it down, up a little bit, but that's life. That you can't do anything, we just admit it. Thank you. So about immigration journey, okay, and you have to set your goals, but you know, if you reach your goal, it's not the end. Like, let's say you get a good education. The most important things that your education is really applicable. You know, there are not many professions these days that are bulletproof in any economy. You know, like times were tough. Things can be unpredictable. Remember the COVID, you know, if you were a businessman, a lot of businessmen who had restaurants, you know, they cannot keep their restaurants open because people were not there during the COVID times, and times were tough. But let's say accountant could work from home, you know, like nurses. They had to work through thick and thin. They would get sick. They would help people in the hospitals. During the COVID, they were heroes who were helping people. So nurses, doctors, medical field workers, they were in great demand. So it can tell you, in any crisis, in any economy, there is a number of professions. The number of professions that are going to be in demand no matter what. So I strongly believe that it starts when you're young. You have no clue what you want to be, but if you have a person you trust, if you have a counselor, or how you call it, a person who you trust, like your parents, or let people give you advice. Don't be open-minded. Don't just say, oh, I want to be an actress and that's going to be my career, and then you live in this miserable life in LA and you become a homeless person just because you get in trouble, you meet bad people and you get into a bad culture and you didn't fulfill your dream of becoming an actress. You can be homeless because you can't pay your bills and you can't provide for your own living. So just weigh opportunities and think about something that not only bring you, like, life is not only pleasure, life is not only joy. If you only think life is a pleasure, happiness, and a walk in the park, that's wrong. Life is going to be rough, but in any stage, in any day of your life, you need to be protected. You need to be able to have your basic needs covered. The roof over your head, basic living expenses need to be covered. And I strongly recommend to find a profession you can really apply. You can really apply to make that income that's gonna provide for your very basic needs of being safe, living in a nice neighborhood, paying. Erica, happy Independence Day. Welcome to the live stream. So when I came to the United States, I was brave, I was young, I had energy, I had drive. I was always like, that's my personality. It was given me by genes, by the character from my parents, from my mom. I was very energetic. I wouldn't sit and be sorry for myself. There was no word in my dictionary to be lazy or to be sorry for myself. There were no such mentality. I always knew I have to move and do something. Do. So education is just a part of it. You get education, forget it. $20,000 they paid back later. I make way more money than $20,000 they paid in 2 years to get my education. But I was able to apply my education. And on top of that, I already had my bachelor's degree from Moldova. Nobody likes like you have bachelor's degree from other country. If I want to be a doctor and I have bachelor's degree and I have doctor's degree from Moldova, they will send me back to school here. You can't be a doctor here with any other doctor's degree from other country. You have to go back to school and prove that your doctor's degree matches local degree. But with my human resource and sociology, it's more theoretical courses I took, because everything was based on already Western economic standards. So human resources back in Moldova, what they taught us were based off the resources, the same human resource management theory they have here. So a lot of classes, when they were transferred, I was able to finish my accounting degree a little faster, because some of my classes I didn't have to pay $800. They were just transferred from my bachelor's degree to kind of support me to receive my accounting degree here, local AS degree from the community college, 2-year degree in accounting. So all these things, all these things, you can figure them out if you have a goal, if you're energetic, if you can find the ways, if you do your research, if you look for information. And again, we're talking about action. We're not just sitting and waiting that some magical thing's gonna happen to us because we're like so pretty, or we're so smart, or we are so, kind. Those things don't happen until you get up your butt and you start moving. You put an effort and you make a certain amount of actions going towards your goal. So yes, I got my accounting degree, and first year I was trying to find a job in accounting, but I couldn't find a job in accounting. So I still kept working in my coffee shop because, you know, I was appreciated there. They gave me a raise. I had good tips, and I was still looking around. I was still sending my resume to different places. I built a community around myself of people I respected, of people I knew, people I respected, and people I could serve better, you know. Like, even in the coffee shop, you can make good friends, you know. In the coffee shop, the president of the college would come, and he knew me by name, and he would, like, at first he said, "What's your story?" And after he knew my story, he knew who I was, and he would come and say, "Hi, Kate." You know, president of the college, he had nothing to do with me. Like, he wasn't my teacher, he wasn't my boss, but he was down to earth to talk to every little worker with respect, to talk to every little worker with, you know, encouraging words. And he always told me, "You'll find your way. I have faith you'll find your way. You're a great person, you know, you're good at what you do." And he was proud that I put an effort to finish that degree. And at some point, I did find a good job through people I knew in this college. And at some point, I made career moves. And at some point, I find this wonderful job. I work now at the university. Yes, some days I feel like a loser that I didn't proceed with my education, because I had big plans to go and get bachelor's degree and then get master's degree. But, you know, I'm a person that is very greedy. Sometimes I'm not grateful for what I have, and I always want more, and I can admit it that I'm very greedy. In everything I do and I experience, I'm very greedy. I can never stop and be humble, you know. It's just my personality, it's just my gene, it's just my type of character. So I do believe I'm ungrateful at some times, because, you know, I think, well, I could have had a better degree, I could have had a better career opportunity, I could have had better, you know, pay. But at the end of the day, I was at that age that I met my husband, we were like madly in love, we got married, and I was 32 and 33, and that's time when the woman starts to think if she wants to build a family, to have kids. So I was torn. I was like, should I go back to school? Should I pursue my career? Should I pursue this and that? And all of a sudden, you know, my hormones gonna tell me in big flashing red hormone, you know, way, telling me, "Hey, it's time to have kids, your eggs are getting old." So I listen to my body, you know, I listen to my hormones, and I say, well, I'm 32, I want to have a kid, you know, I want to have a baby and stuff like that. So it was time for me to have a kid, and, you know, being a mom and still working full-time. And, you know, with my first kid, I had a luxury to stay at home for 2 years, but with my second kid, I went back to work when she was 3 months. But what I'm trying to tell you, that for women, it's all possible. Like, nowadays, women can have as a successful career, but for women, it's a little more sacrifice, because if you sacrifice your career, you're gonna spend more time with your family. If you sacrifice your family time, you're gonna make a career. Yes, you can balance everything, but you're always gonna be guilty and have those regrets. You're gonna have the regrets that you're stressed at work and you're not available emotionally for your kids. When you're with your kids, you're going to be stressed that you're worthless because your job is not paid. You're a full-time mom. You give your kids lots of love and support, but at the end of the day, nobody going to put into your retirement plan, and you financially dependent on your husband. If something happens, you're going to be, not having your own financial means. So women has a lot more emotional labor, and women has less opportunities to sacrifice. Like, for example, we have that fertility age. If you want to build a family, if you want to birth a child, you have to plan these things, You can't just easily birth a child at 45 when you can birth easily a child at 30. So you have to make choices. You constantly have to set priorities, and it's very unique. So why I like the United States? Because here it's a judgment-free environment where people can not be they cannot be judged by one book. Like back the culture I'm from, GTN line, MH, te salve como estás? No, happy. Okay, so back in the day, people judge you if you're not married by 25. People judge you if not having a kid by 35. And the culture is like people have certain traditions, and they don't, if you don't fit in this tradition box, they kind of, you know, like even your own family, they kind of don't like you. They think you're odd, you're weird and stuff like that. Here we're so free to do what we want regardless. Yes, your family can be sometimes mean and checking on you, you know, asking you questions. Do you plan to get married, or do you plan to have kids? But they're not as much in your business, you know. People are treated like adults here from very early age. People respect everybody's boundaries and everybody's personal space. That's what I feel. That's how I feel now being an adult. And it taught me to be the same to my own kids when they're growing, when they're going to become an adult. I'm not going to be into their business. I'm going to respect them for who they are and who, you know, what I could do for them to be a good role model. And I can only hope and pray they turn out okay. But if they're going to be in trouble, I'm not going to be happy, but I'm still going to be there for them to make sure they're safe. And I'm still going to love them unconditionally if they screw up. I didn't have that opportunity because back in the day, if people screw up, like families can disown them. People stop talking to each other, you know, for every little, you know, weird thing. You know, people didn't have open channel of communications. People were disrespectful, like they would stay in this hostile relationship. People were like abusive and stuff. So I'm so much better living in this environment. Yes, we have lots of evil here in this country. Yes, we have lots of like evil, corruption, drugs, problems, mental health issues. We do. But you know, starting with my own self and my family, I am the one who building these values and promoting them and holding to them and working hard for my values every day. It starts with me. I'm not expecting the government to do it for me. I'm not expecting my neighbor to do it for me. I don't expect culture to do it for me. I don't expect my workplace to do it for me. I take my own personal responsibilities every day. That's why I love this country. And nobody can be in my business, you know. Nobody can be in my business how I manage my time, how I manage my health, how I manage my career, how I manage my freaking fertility. Nobody's business. So why I love this country? Because yes, I sacrificed my career. Sometimes seeing my best friends who became doctors, who became like well-established dentists, doctors, nurses, I'm so proud of them. And sometimes, like, compared to them, I feel like a loser because I never had this career, never made this money, you know, like some of my girlfriends do. But I always knew it came with some sort of the price. And if you talk to them and take interview, and the honest opinion would be, yes, we sacrifice this, we sacrifice that, we sacrifice time with our kids, we sacrifice something in order to achieve their own personal goals. For me, I am... even if I'm ungrateful, I love this theory of compensation. I said, well, I didn't make a career but I still have my retirement plan. I still have my personal savings. I still gonna be eligible for Social Security because I built my own career. Okay, it wasn't you know, high. I still built my own, you know, work experience and yeah, let's say career, because I'm appreciated at work. I don't have stress at work. I have very nice laid back, you know, environment, like friendly environment in my work. I work predictable hours. I have my certain comforts going to work and being off. Like today, 4th of July, we have a paid day off, vacation. So university pays us to be off, right? What career are you in? Okay, I work in big university libraries. I work in the library acquisition department where we buy material for the library collection. So I'm more of a technical worker, like doing, invoices, doing records, receiving, materials, paying for them, making sure, everything is paid for. So I'm pretty much spending money of the university and making sure this money is spent correctly, and that we pay for materials we truly receive and have in the collections for our patrons to use. So I work in the library business, acquisition business, purchasing, like you can say I purchase books. I purchase books for the university library collection. Well, and this accounting degree that I got from the local college and human resource degree in sociology I had from my college in Moldova, they helped me. They helped me to grow in the place of work. They helped me to understand how processes work. They helped me with, understanding how to talk to different people and make sure the people in your team are happy and satisfied. I'm a supervisor, so I always had to grow as a leader, to be respectful to the people I supervise, to give them good feedback, to make sure they're happy in their work, and make sure I give them the tasks they are gonna perform to their best. So I'm not I'm a middleman. I have higher people above me, maybe 2 or 3 higher people, and then I have 2 people like I supervise. So I'm a middleman, and I'm very happy there because my responsibility level is really good enough for me to keep my energy for other important things like family time, like cooking, taking care of myself, being sane, being having time. So today they pay me, and tomorrow university give you an extra day. They gifted us the whole day. We don't need to take our own vacation. It's going to be paid day off tomorrow and Friday. University gifted us this day because some people complain that we have state jobs, and state jobs are not paid very well sometimes. I shouldn't complain. I'm grateful. Today I'm grateful for everything I have. But some people feel underappreciated, and that's okay too. So to help people to feel less underappreciated, university this year gifted us an extra day off. And imagine you don't work for 8 hours on Friday, but you get paid for 8 hours. And I think we should be grateful for that. So I'm really grateful that university I work for gave us an extra day off tomorrow on July 5th. To be spending with our families, to be spending just relaxing and enjoying life rather than stressing at work or being responsible for the duties we perform for the university well-being. So going back, so my immigration journey. Yes, at 32, I got pregnant right after I was 32. And it was time to start a family, and I never went back to school. Yes, sometimes I have regrets, and again, I'm a person that always I'm a regretful person. I have good qualities and bad qualities, and I have neutral qualities, but that's made me whole. That's made me who I am. I'm not perfect. I'm not an ideal person, but personal growth, it's not just happening at once when you're 45 and when you're 35. Personal growth, it's a process. So you can grow until you're in your late 90s, and you're still gonna grow as a person every day, depending on your experiences, depending on your relationships, depending on your work ethic, depending on everything you see in everyday life. It's gonna make you a better person. So here I am. Hi, I have 58 viewers. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we celebrated the United States of America, and I'm telling you my immigration story because I'm a naturalized immigrant. I'm a naturalized citizen. I got my citizenship in 2018, and I'm a very proud American. And that's what I'm talking about, the land of the free, the home of the brave. So I found home here. I'm raising my American kids here, and I consider myself very brave to make that move for a better living. And I consider myself very successful here in this country. And I think I can be a role model for my kids, just because us being an immigrant, giving them better opportunities to be born here and to grow here, we pretty much made a really good effort and move, we made a very brave move in our lives to leave our countries behind, to leave our family behind, to be alone here and build our futures and futures of our kids here. And those are not a big words. Those are like really sincere words of, you know, of immigrants. And life wasn't easy for us here, but we pushed through, you know, we pulled through. And where we are now in our 40s, I'm in my like late 40s, and my husband is in his early 50s. So where we are now, we can be truly proud, not only that we came here and we made a great choice to come here, we are also proud of our own effort as brave people and free people. And I truly feel myself free here today, because back where I'm from, we were so much kept in a box. You know, we had this Iron Curtain. We were told that United States always was an enemy to the Soviet Union. They were always competing about everything, about their about their atomic weapons, about the what else, about space exploration. And that Cold War, it was so exhausting. You know, we were told like we hated each other. Those countries still hate each other. Russian states, they still hate each other. People still are zombied in Russia. How bad is the United States? But we can always tell that at least, you know, they can have they're entitled to their opinion. We know, because we live here and we make our living here, and we know how things are. And we are very free to say that things are not necessary, all 100% things are good here, but we can compensate good with bad, you know, good and bad. Like, it's still a lot of misery here in the United States, still a lot of misery, still a lot of corruption, is still a lot of, you know, issues in this country. But we're still proud because we're pushing through. We compensating with things that are good, you know. And we always strive for the better. We never stop, you know, we never stop improving. And it's our own responsibility to improve our own lives with all the tools and with education, with the knowledge, and especially with an effort we make every day, going to work, raising children, not sitting and fooling around, trying to suck off the government. You know, it's all our personal responsibility. You know, I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in the, rich people have to feed poor. I don't believe in that. I came from a poor country. Nobody freaking fed me here. I didn't came to this country to be poor and suck off the rich people. I didn't come to this country to suck off somebody else, to suck off the system, or to suck off the United States government. I came to this country to work hard with all of my energy, with all my effort every day, to be there, to get education and to apply my education to become someone, you know. And I want my kids to know that I'm not just a woman who pop in a kid every few years, staying and being at home mom, being pregnant every few years. I'm not just a woman that God made me just to bear children and serve my husband. I'm also a woman who has voice, who can vote, who is independent, who has knowledge, who has education, who can do a lot of things if I wish, who has decent education, who gets good pay. Like in my profession, whoever is like man or woman, we will be paid equally in my profession. And I want my girls to know that they, that in this country they are respected, not for their gender or not being a different gender. They are respected for who they are and their work ethic and their knowledge and their character, their skills. their personalities and their experiences. They're gonna appreciate it for they're gonna be appreciated for their effort and hard work, and how they treat people, and how open-minded and free they are. They're going to be appreciated not for the gender or for the color of their skin. They're going to be appreciated for the qualities of a person they are. And I teach them that by being a good role model. Okay, so it's been an hour and 18 minutes. So what else I love about United States? I love how things are organized. As long as you come here as an immigrant and you kind of like follow the law, follow the like certain values and rules, like what I tell you, education, apply your education, try to grow every day as a person or in your career as a person, and never stop, never stop growing, try to be well-rounded person, try to have hobbies, try to take better care of yourself, being healthy. And all these goals, they are nothing if you're unhealthy. And people believe that the medical system in the United States is screwed up, but from my family's experience, it's not screwed up. You just need to know how to deal properly with the health to prevent health issues, rather than dealing with medical system to be very unhealthy person and not having means to cover your medical service. So what I'm seeing is, like, where I work, we have very good medical plan, and some people can sacrifice the opportunity to go and find a better paid job because they would pay more towards their medical plan, right? But because over the years they have certain conditions that they need medical attention and medical service, they prefer to use a better benefit from this lower paid job, but have a better medical plan, that through the life they find the balance between getting paid less but paying out less for medical care. You know what I mean? So it's all about finding this perfect balance in everything. So if you're unhealthy and you work on a state or government job, yes, you get underpaid, but your medical care costs so much less than people who work in corporations. People who work in corporations, they pay way more for their medical expense, for their medical insurances, and the insurance might be more out of pocket for medical expenses. So you always try to balance out things. You find the place that works for you, your family, your situation, your personal, your personal struggles in life. You always try to cover your bases. And United States is not country for, just people who just gonna sit and suck out of the government. Nope, it's not gonna work. You do get a little help from the government, but it doesn't get you much. You're still gonna be miserable, and your quality of life still gonna be low and poor, So you have to find this balance to realize your career opportunities, to get the education that's gonna be good in any economy. You should come here with the mentality you're not gonna suck up the government. We don't want the people come here and suck up the government just because they're immigrants. We want hardworking people. They're gonna go here and fill up the economy, who will be able to pay taxes, who will be able to raise their own kids and be responsible for their own needs in their family. We don't want the people. When I came here, and when initially you get your green card, you sign all this, you signed all this oath, you pledge to not suck from the government. You kind of give the promise that you're going to be a permanent resident and support yourself, but this is not the case. People have different circumstances and they get stuck in different situations. And I understand that people cannot always physically pursue careers or, you know, achieve their goals. I know there should be some kind of minimum help from the government. I totally understand that. I just don't like when this help gets abused, you know, and people who really work hard and people who really achieved something here, even they were immigrants, even they sacrificed something and they had their personal struggles, they get, like people in the States, they get punished for good behavior too, you know. So, but let's not go there. Let's not go there, because, you know, I'm a very emotional person. When I talk about the topics that very close to my heart, I'm a very emotional person, and you know, I can go from the smile to this like crazy sad look in a matter of a minute. So today I'm not gonna talk about bads, I'm gonna focus on goods, right? So freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Like, I truly believe that being an American citizen, I started to exercise my right to be free in my faith and to be free in my speech. I only started to exercise it like for the past 5 years. I was so reserved and I was so complex until like my early 40s. I was so reserved and scared about expressing my own opinion, being myself, like being friendly, being sad, being angry, I was so reserved, trying to comply with the needs of society, to shut up, to be politically correct, to be tolerant, you know, that finally, when I reached that age, I think after 43, after 45, I reached that age that I can truly say, now I'm free. Now I'm free. I'm free in my faith. I'm free in my political views. I'm free in what I say. And I'm free to decide and not to be afraid to be disliked. You know, it may sound very like intricate, it may sound very philosophical, but think about it. Think about it. When is it the age, or is it your personal growth, or is it like how you feel all your life? Do you really feel free when you're 25? And you poor and you don't have education and you don't have career and you physically work hard, do you really feel free, or you feel dependent? So finally, I'm in that stage of my life that I want to teach my kids that freedom is not free of charge, you know. Freedom comes with the price, you know, and everybody pays the price. I paid my price when I went to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I washed the floors in the cafeteria because I made $7.50 an hour, and I wanted to pay for a better education, to find a better job, and to have a better career, you know. I paid my price coming to this country, borrowing money, being in debt, and paying my debts. I came to this country leaving my family behind, you know, in Moldova, you know. So I paid my price to be free. I worked hard throughout my life. I'm raising decent kids, you know, I'm raising good kids. I'm investing in them. I'm investing in their education. I'm investing in their, you know, physical growth, because my kids are in sports. You know, so I have freedom to say that I paid for my freedoms with the sacrifices I made. I pay my dues for the freedoms to be who I am now, to speak freely, to not be afraid to be, you know, white privileged middle-aged woman. I'm free to choose my religion and faith. And I'm free to choose my political views, and I'm free to judge people, even that, you know, I know it might come as a sin to judge people, and I'm free to dislike people for certain behaviors, and I'm free to express my feelings and emotions because they're all valid, and I can't suppress you know, my true feelings and emotions. I'm free because I'm an adult, and I reached that certain age of independence. I reached that certain age of wisdom. I reached that certain age of, you know, intelligence, when I can truly be free, and I can support myself. I grow very motivated and good kids, and you know, I have earned my freedoms. So I want people to understand that, you know, freedoms don't come free. Freedom comes with sacrifices, you know, and some people died in wars for our freedoms. But our job to earn our freedoms, doing good for the economy, doing good for your family, raising decent, you know, citizens, raising good people, being, you know, a good role model for them, and working hard every day, taking the responsibilities for our own choices, taking responsibilities for our own actions. Okay, again, I become a little emotional and heated. Okay, I hope I could express my thought, you know, like what I mean. So thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for listening that I shared my immigration journey with you, and my explanation of why I consider United States is my place, my home, the home of the brave, the land of the brave, and no, the land of the free, and the home of the brave, the home of the brave. That's why I find home here, and that's why I love this country, because you know, I'm becoming this person who even scared to travel to other countries, because you know, some of my comforts can be taken away. I'm so spoiled with the customer service. I'm so spoiled with the everyday environments I'm a part of. I'm so spoiled with the friendly atmosphere of the people I work with. I'm so spoiled with people I love and people I'm a part of my local community. I'm so spoiled with the good relationship with people that I'm afraid to go to any other countries to experience anything less than what I have here in this beautiful country of the United States of America. So I hope you like that live stream. I hope you joined the festivities today. Okay, it's 1:20. We're gonna leave in about an hour, so I have to finish my live stream. Again, happy Independence Day to everybody. Okay. I look crazy American today. Yes, I'm very patriotic. Happy Independence Day. Please love your families. My fellow Americans, please celebrate. Please celebrate, please respect each other, have a good day, enjoy festivities, enjoy celebration, enjoy fireworks, stay safe, love each other, hug each other. Presence is a gift. Be present in somebody's life. Just be present, be yourself, enjoy your freedoms, and you know, have your goals and reach them, and just, you know, just love yourself for who you are, accept yourself. And don't forget that everything comes with sacrifice and price. Just don't let yourself, you know, in this, don't be sorry for yourself. It's always the light at the end of the tunnel. Just, you know, try to find a way, and, you know, work hard, put in effort, get help, and you'll be where you want to be. I promise. So happy Independence Day. I love you all. Thank you so much for stopping at Kate B channel. Please like and subscribe. We're going to have more discussions. I'm going to show you more videos from our everyday life, traveling and being a happy American family. USA forever. Yes, Edwin Perez, USA forever. I wish you to build a good future for your children, and you have to start from being a good role model to your children, to show them with hard work and effort, things can be improved, and you can overcome difficulties and changes, and just use your qualities and use your skills and be a hard worker every day and take responsibilities for your own actions. Thank you so much. Happy Independence Day. Love you all. Kate Bees, love and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I love you all. Bye bye. Happy Independence Day. Bye bye. Da 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 da.